Hi everyone, this is Cheyenne Valentine here today again with a new episode. Okay, in today's episode I want to just talk about kids out of wedlock, and I just want to rant. I might go all over the place, but just try to follow me. Okay, I don't believe in having kids out of wedlock. What I mean by believe, if you have, let me say this first. If you have kids out of wedlock and you're happy about that, and then click off this video, because any negative comments will be deleted. I don't have time for that. I'm only here to talk to the women who understand where I'm coming from, and also to younger women, to try to stop them from going down this path. Okay, but if you've already did it and you're happy with your situation and your decisions, then there's no need for you to click on this video anyway, right? So if you have kids out of wedlock and you're happy you did, why did you click on this video? And your comment will be removed. I don't have time for this shit. Okay, moving on. To the women who don't want kids out of wedlock, this is and also women, if you're listening to this because you just want to hear our viewpoints and why we are waiting and all that, then okay, be open to what we have to say. This is not to offend anybody. You gotta have thick skin, listen to my videos. Okay, so I don't want kids out of wedlock. I'm 31, and it was another young lady on YouTube. She's, I think, 29, and she says she doesn't think there's any incentive for black women to have kids. And also, this video is for black women who don't want to have kids out of wedlock. Okay, and our viewpoints, and also just the kids out of wedlock phenomenon in the black community. She was saying she felt there was no incentive to have kids in the black community because basically, she said black kids are mean to each other. She said black men don't want to lead. We don't give a fuck about our community, and black kids are exposed to sex early. I agree with everything that she's saying. At my last job, I was talking to two ladies who were training me. They were black. One had 3 kids and one had 1. Another black lady, she had a kid. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I think that's how it went. There was another older black lady. I think she was married at one point. She had 2 or 3 sons. I don't know if they all was by her husband. Anyway, we got to talking. I told them that I thought their kids were cute, which they were very cute. And they asked me, did I have kids? And I said no. And their face just dropped. They looked stunned. One asked me, how old are you? And just couldn't believe I didn't have kids. And I didn't elaborate. They looked shocked and stunned. And it made me kind of angry, because why the fuck should I have a child of wedlock? You see, I don't have a ring on my finger, so why would you think I would have a child? Even a 50-year-old woman who was married was stunned I didn't have kids. And what I'm noticing now, as a black woman, you're expected to have a child and not have a husband. How low have our standards gotten to where we don't require marriage any fucking more? Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say these men don't want to get married. Then find a man who does want to get married. If you got to decide your race, I don't know what you got to do. Okay? But one thing that my father told me, my father's in his 70s. He said that the last time he went to a wedding, a black wedding, was when his brother got married. You know how old his brother is? His brother is in his fucking 80s. And his brother got married damn in 1990 or some shit. It was a long time ago, 1985 or whatever. So he said, and he said that they're just dating and having kids. And and what we're doing wrong, to me, as women, is number 1, we're giving up sex too early, too soon, and number 2, we're shacking up, and number 3, we're not requiring marriage before kids. And I got another video telling us, basically that. I think the video is called Black Men in Marriage, and my suggestion is we need to shut down our womb. Basically, we need to tell them, okay, you need us to bring forth life. We carry your child. You give us a seed. We fertilize it, as they say, and we carry your child. So if you want to have offspring in a generation, you're gonna have to marry us. And like my dad told me, he said, it's the women are the reason why the men are getting married. And I said, why you say that? He said, because if you let a man do what he want to do, he'll go here, he'll go there. He won't stick with one woman, basically. He's saying the women have to put their foot down and require marriage. Now, my father's telling me this at 31. He didn't tell me this when I was, 18, when I first started dating. But I guess never too late, huh? But I didn't know that. So I've been shacking up. I shacked up with a guy for years and didn't go any fucking where. And then I was confused as to why he didn't want to marry me. I was giving him everything he needed without the ring. We need to change the fucking game. We all need to be on board. Now, why do I not recommend kids out of wedlock? First of all, why do you want to raise a kid by yourself? What is the purpose of that? Don't you want a husband? Now, if you don't want a husband, just click off this video. But I'm talking to ladies who do want a husband. The reason why you shouldn't have kids out of wedlock is because, first of all, you're by yourself doing everything. So a lot of women I know have had to work 2 jobs to raise their child. Oh my god, my phone is ringing, and I hope you guys can still hear me, because I'm gonna still keep talking. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. There's no benefit to having kids out of wedlock. First of all, you end up raising a kid by yourself, no man around. So you might say, well, what does that mean? That means that all the financial responsibility is on you, and all the rearing and nurturing is on you. So you're playing the father role and the female role. So you're going to be tired, wore the fuck out. You probably have to work 2 jobs and have to hopefully have family members to help you raise the kid. Now me, my mother's not alive. My father's a truck driver, and I'm not close to my aunties or anything like that, or cousins, and I don't have a sister. Okay, so I don't have anyone to help me if I was to get knocked up by a loser. It would be all on me. Okay, so basically, so you have a child of wedlock, you be raising a kid by yourself. Okay, all the responsibility on you. Now, I know a lot of you might say, well, I can get on, welfare. Why you want to do that? Okay, welfare just gives you enough money just to survive. You would never get your head above ground unless maybe you get on Section 8 and you go to school or something, and then you get your decent paying job, or you start your own business. Then you get off of Section 8 and then you make a life for yourself. I mean, you can utilize the Section 8 and food stamps and help from the government, but that's supposed to be temporary, because then if you stay on it, you're going to stay at the economic level. And why would you want to do that? Don't you want more? Don't you want more for your kids? So if you're just trying to get pregnant and don't mind having kids out of wedlock and not having a man around because of government assistance, you're thinking very small, and you're setting yourself up and your kids up for failure if you plan on just staying on it. Because you're going to stay living in that shitty area. If you live in a shitty, you might live in a great area. I don't know. Also, a lot of people having kids out of wedlock, you're just, you can't, to me, experience the full pleasures of being a parent. For example, if you had a husband around and paid all the bills, you can stay at home and raise your kids. You can stay at home and homeschool. You can actually spend time with your kids. Instead of you being a single mom, you have to work, and then someone else is raising your kid at the daycare. So you basically had a child for someone else to raise it. That is not what I think you had a kid for. I think you had a kid because you really wanted one, and you probably wanted a husband and a family. That's why you did it. Now, you went about it possibly in the wrong way. And what I'm saying is, now, I know you might say, well, what if you get married? You could get married and a guy could walk out. Look at Rudy from the Huxtables. Okay, follow me here. This is what I should suggest, because I had a friend. This happened to her. She actually married Hispanic guy. She's black. She moved to this country and everything. They were married. Everything seemed great. But him, like a lot of men, once she got pregnant, for some reason, marriage went to shit. And she was on Facebook saying she's working 2 jobs. She had to come back to Chicago. She's working 2 jobs. That she was frustrated at her baby daddy, which is her ex-husband, wasn't chipping in financially, and that she basically had to have her mother and sisters and watch her kids. And she was very depressed, very depressed. And people might say, well, she did what you told her to do. This is a couple precautions you want to take. Okay, considering that men will walk out on you when you get pregnant, whether you are married to them or not, you're going to be the one left with the baby. So you need to, this is not about men, because I would do another video about men having kids all over the fucking place, but this is about women, because women, we're going to be one left with holding the bag. We're going to be the one left raising this fucking child, so with no help. So this video is not about the mistakes men are making and why they're fucking women without condoms and ejaculating inside them when they don't want the child. We're going to get on them another video. This video is about basically women and putting precautions into place to not end up a single mom. Now, if you want to be a single mom, click off this video. This is for the women who do not want to be a single mom, okay, and who do not want kids out of wedlock. So this is what I suggest. I suggest do not get pregnant by a man unless you're married to him. So wait until marriage. Why? Because it's most likely if he married you that he's into you, and that he possibly will have a child with you. How I know this? My brother. I have 2 brothers. One's married. All his kids is by his wife. My other brother, he has 2 kids. He had one out of wedlock. Didn't want shit to do with her. He told me. He said he went back over there one last time to fuck her, and she ended up pregnant. He had no intentions of being with this woman, and he's not with her. But the woman he married, he has a child with her, and they're still together. Been married for 25 years. Okay, take note. Okay, so a lot of men walk out on their kids when they don't really want the woman. Now you might say, why is he fucking me if you don't want me? Because that's what men do. They have a high sex drive and they like to fuck. Okay, so protect yourself. This is not about them. This is about you, because if you not get knocked up by a low life, you're gonna be left with the baby. I have my brother's niece. She just had a baby at 23 or 24. She was with a loser. He was living with her. She was working, paying all the bills. He was staying with her mother, and her brother. He already had kids. She got pregnant, had the baby in hopes of keeping him. He has moved out and he's with another woman now. Okay, and not really helping her chip. And he did not go to any checkups. Now it's really strange when women get pregnant, the men walk out, they're not interested anymore. But yet when you guys were dating, everything was cool. Okay. That's what men do. So because these men are liable to do this, I'm not saying every man would do this, but most of them would do this. They don't want a child. Okay, even though they're doing shit to make the baby, we're gonna get on them later. But it's not about them. It's about you gotta protect yourself, because we see they're on fuck shit and we see what they're about. Wait till you get married. Once you get married, make sure, now this thing, I think you should date men who are a little bit older, because the men who are a little bit older than you, they're more ready to settle down. Men in their 20s, a lot of times, are not ready to settle down. That's my experience. And some of them in their 30s aren't ready. I'm 31. I want to go with men at 40 and up. I feel more secure to men 40 and up at this point. I don't even want to date men in the 30s. If I date a man in his 30s, he had to be in his late 30s. And it was a guy that worked with me. It was two young black guys that worked with me at this last job. Both had kids. One had just had a kid. He was going on paternity leave with his girl. So he already had one kid, and these was about two baby mothers, two different women. And the other guy that worked with me, he was working two jobs, and I think he had two kids too, and had a girlfriend, and he was, I think, 36. Okay, and they were both black. And I'm just saying, a lot of these black men are just spreading their seed around and not trying to settle down and be married and no shit like that. So you got to protect yourself. It's not about them. You see what they're on, now protect yourself. Take self accountability. So I suggest you, if you're in your 30s and even 20s, you need to go older. Maybe 6 years older, 10 years older. However older you can stomach it. Because I know you don't want to be no guy that's wrinkled and crusty and shit. But if you can stomach a guy that's 10 years old, if you're 20, you go with 30. If you can stomach a man that's only 5 years, as far older as you can take it. Okay? He needs to be financially stable, either rich or financially stable. I know it's not a lot of rich black men walking around here, but there are some. And if you don't want to go like filthy rich, because you might not have access to those men, go with financially stable. He could be an engineer. He can be, if he's making $100,000 plus, I think, or $200,000 plus, between $100,000 plus and $200,000 plus, that'll be good, because you want to get with a man who can take care of you without you working. If you want to work while you're pregnant and having a child, click off this video. This is for the women who want a man that is going to pay the bills, provide and protect once she has her kids, once she have her young. This is for women who want to stay at home and raise the kids. If you do not want to stay at home and raise your kids, then click off this video, because this video isn't for you. If you want to work 2 jobs, if you want to work the whole time, you're an independent woman, be independent, how your kids are raising by yourself. This is for the women who want a man. Okay, who want a husband who's in the household, and they want him to take the role of what a man's supposed to do and provide and fucking protect, while she stays at home and nourishes the kids and raise them and maybe even homeschool, if that's what she wants to do. So you want to pick a man that's maybe 10 years older, 5 years older, however older, as old as you can stomach. You want to pick him. He needs to be financially stable. He needs to make between $100,000 and up. Or even $200,000 and up, enough to where he can take care of all the bills without you working. Okay, follow me. He needs to be able to take care. He needs to be able to take care of all the bills without you working. So $100,000 and up, maybe even two. And since shit is getting bad, I'm gonna say $200,000 and up. He needs to make a decent amount of money, a decent amount of freaking money. He don't have to be rich, but he needs to be bringing in some good money. Okay. Now, do not get pregnant by your husband right away. Wait at least 2 years to get pregnant. I'm going to repeat this again, because in 2 years, a person can't hide themselves for very long. They can hide themselves maybe within 2 or 3 months, but not 2 or 3 years. So wait at least 2 years before you get pregnant. Also, make sure that he wants a child. Sit down and talk before you get married, ladies. Have a conversation with this man about what he's looking for, in the marriage. First of all, make sure the man you pick wants to be married, okay? And that he's financially stable, he's a little bit older, that he's ready. And I'm saying go older because the older a man is, usually he's closer to being ready to settle down, wanting to be settled down. Now, I know some men in their 40s that are still being hoes, but I'm just saying that just wait a little bit long, get a guy a little bit older, he's more liable to be ready to settle down. Discuss if he wants to have kids. If he doesn't want to have kids, walk away, because you're wasting your time. Don't ever force a man's hand, because he will walk out on you and that fucking child, believe me. So don't try to force his hand. So discuss with your husband when you guys want to have kids. Tell him I want to wait at least 2 years. Ask him if that's okay. In the 2 years, he will show his true colors. If he's a whore, he's a cheater. If he cheats or do anything within that 2 years, break up with him, because if he can cheat that soon in fucking marriage, he ain't no fucking good. Wait at least 2 years. Have a conversation. In 2 years, can we discuss having a kid? Would you be ready? If he says yes, that I want kids, and the 2 year mark is fine. Because look, within 2 years, you need to wait. If our finances could change, he could change, you could change. So wait. And after 2 years, y'all have discussion. Are you ready to have kids? You guys review the finances. See if he's, you let him know in the beginning. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I do not want to work. Okay, so I want to be. We're married. I want to be married. I don't want to work. I need for you to pay our bills, and I want to be a stay-at-home mom and hopefully homeschool. And are you okay with that? If he says fine, and say I'm willing to create offspring for you within 2 years. This is negotiation. This is a marriage. It's a business, everybody. After the 2 years, you guys sit down, review your finances, review everything, and if everything's copacetic and he said let's go along, have a planned pregnancy. We're not doing any unplanned pregnancies around here. Have a planned pregnancy and move forward. That is how you eliminate a lot of bullshit. Now, in case you have a child, he's still a piece of shit, he want to walk out, he want to cheat, at least you got a child with a man who's financially stable. You can get a decent amount of child support. This is precautions I think that you ladies should take if you don't want to have kids out of wedlock. Okay? All right, and the next video we're going to talk about, should you wait to give up the goods for marriage? Should we go back to having kids? And should we go back to the old days when you don't have sex before marriage? That'll be the next topic of my next video, and have a good day.